А у тебя девушка есть уже какая-то? Да?
This video enumerates several Mahatmas while mentioning how their mothers molded their character, how they sacrificed their desires and kept the promises made to their mothers, how much they cared for their mothers even in an excruciating pain, how deeply they felt their mother's loss after losing her, how much they craved to serve their mothers, how they went out of their way with an urge to grant liberation to their mothers. Putili Bai and Mahatma Gandhiji. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, loved his mother intensely. When Gandhiji was going abroad for higher studies, his mother said, "It doesn't matter whether you will study or not. It doesn't matter whether you will earn more or not. I am content with whatever we have right now. My only desire is that you should not get habituated to smoking or eating meat or drinking wine, or any other bad habits. I will not cherish your foreign degree with these bad habits." Gandhiji remembered these words forever and protected his character. In his childhood, Gandhiji used to steal money from home for smoking. He did this under the influence of some bad company. As a result, Gandhiji's father scolded his wife for losing money. One day, unable to bear his mother getting scolded, Gandhiji wrote a letter to his father, accepting all his mistakes. His father read the letter and did not scold Gandhiji back. Instead, tears rolled down his eyes. Gandhiji later said that these tears washed away his entire sins and weaknesses and changed his life course.
Mary Ball Washington and George Washington. George Washington was the first President of the United States of America. The city of Washington, D.C. was named after him. His mother told him in his childhood, "Remember these words throughout your life. There may be many people who may excel in education or possess more money than you. Likewise, there may be many people who may excel in their respective fields. Don't ever become jealous of them. Rather admire them." In one of his speeches in his last days, Washington said, "I never felt jealous of anyone in my entire life. By being jealous, I never tried to degrade myself." Thus Washington reiterated whatever his mother said in these beautiful words.
Sachi Devi and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Krishna's devotees believe that Sri Krishna Chaitanya is an incarnation of Lord Krishna. He loved Vrindavan and had an intense desire to stay there forever. But Sri Krishna Chaitanya's mother took a promise from him. She said, "You should not go far away to Vrindavan. Rather stay at Puri Jagannath, which is nearer, so that I can at least see you occasionally." So Sri Krishna Chaitanya sacrificed his intense desire to stay at Vrindavan and promised his mother that he would remain at Puri Jagannath. He kept his word till his last moments. Ultimately his body merged into the sea in Puri only.
Chandramani Devi and Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is considered a modern incarnation of Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. Even he got scolded by his mother. She used to say, "Your digestive power is less. Therefore take soft food like curd rice. Don't eat all the offerings made to the Lord that you get from the temple." Other than mother, no one else can take this liberty, how much ever they make like Sri Ramakrishna. When Sri Ramakrishna's mother passed away, he cried intensely. Who else was left to scold him? A devotee asked Sri Ramakrishna the next day, "Why did you cry like an ordinary man on your mother's death?" Then he replied, "I did not cry intentionally. I am not aware of the sorrow experienced by an ordinary man on the death of their family members. God showed me their grief in this form. It is an experience."
Bhuvaneshwari Devi and Swami Vivekananda. When Swami Vivekananda returned from America, he established the Belur Math in Calcutta. Swamiji was very busy and always traveled from one place to another. When his mother, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, heard that Swamiji had come to Calcutta, she would visit him occasionally. Whenever she came, she sat under a tree and waited till someone informed Swamiji of her arrival but never entered the office premises of Swamiji. Only Swamiji came down to her. One day Swamiji asked her, "Mother, do you have any requirements that I can fulfill?" She said, "What shall I require in this age? My only needs would be food and clothing, which I possess sufficiently. I came here only to see you." She never took any money from Swamiji in her life. When the departure time came, Swamiji said, "I will come to you within 2 to 3 days." She then replied, "Why should you take that trouble? Wherever you may be, you must be happy. You need not come to me. Whenever you are in Calcutta, and I feel like seeing you, I will only come to you. You need not waste your time." Swamiji said, "Your son has become a great man, a big man in the eyes of the society, but has not been even a penny's worth to you." Thus Bhuvaneshwari Devi never took advantage of the fame of Swamiji.
Mother Mary and Jesus Christ. Before the crucifixion, Jesus called his mother, Mary, and said, "I did not have any house to live in till date. I also do not ask you to live in any other's house. I am your son only till today. From tomorrow onwards, Johann, my disciple, will be your son. So you stay at his house." Jesus had brothers who were not righteous. So Jesus knew that they would not look after his mother. But Jesus neither spoke ill of them nor asked his mother to stay with his brothers. Therefore Jesus became God himself. Handing over his mother to Johann, Jesus said, "Till today, she has been my mother. From tomorrow onwards, she is your mother. So look after her carefully." Johann promised Jesus accordingly. Mother Mary lived for 12 more years after the crucifixion of Jesus. To keep his word, Johann never moved out of his village as long as Mother Mary was alive. Only after Mother Mary left this world did Johann go out for preaching.
Maya Devi and Gautama Buddha. Buddha's mother, Maya Devi, invited one of her childhood friends to the naming ceremony. The child was named Siddhartha. After completing the naming ceremony, Mayadevi put the child on her friend's lap. On viewing the child, the friend completely lost the time sense and continuously looked at the child's face for 15 minutes. Later, Mayadevi's friend felt, "No woman should marry in this world. Even though she gets married, They should not give birth to any child, for they will not be able to give birth to a child like Siddhartha. Thinking thus, she remained a celibate throughout her life without marrying. Later, within a short period, Mayadevi expired. Then her friend thought, Goddess Earth herself incarnated as Mayadevi to give birth to Siddhartha. She left her mortal frame as she accomplished her allotted task. When Siddhartha became Buddha, Mayadevi's friend visited him. When Buddha spoke, it looked like a wall was speaking. It is because he was such a flawless person. When Buddha uttered anything, his body remained motionless, and his face was devoid of emotions. Such Buddha stood up involuntarily and came to Mayadevi's friend and called her mother. Buddha would usually call anyone by their name. However, he called Mayadevi's friend mother. Then Mayadevi's friend felt. When Goddess Earth, taking the form of Mayadevi, gave birth to Siddhartha, the purpose of her advent got accomplished. So likewise, when Buddha addressed me as mother, the purpose of my advent onto this earth got fulfilled.
Aryamba and Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara's mother, Aryamba, told him, "As the Purna river is very far, I cannot fetch water from it daily." So then Shankara made a prayer which changed the course of the Purna river, and it started flowing near Shankara's house. Shankara asked his mother to permit him to take up asceticism, but she refused, stating that he was her only son and her only support. Then Shankara created a dummy crocodile and enacted as caught by the crocodile while taking a bath. Finally, he asked his mother to fulfill his divine call of becoming a monk. Aryamba then gave her consent. As and when Aryamba gave her consent, the crocodile left Shankara. Aryamba then said, "You need not live with me. Wherever you may live, you must be happy. But promise me that you will come to me in my last moments and conduct my funeral rites." Therefore, Adi Shankara came from Sringeri to Kahaladi for his mother's sake in her last moments. Aryamba adored Vishnu throughout her life. Even now, Krishna's temple exists in Kahaladi, which the ancestors of Shankara worshipped. Even though the truth is nameless and formless, our mind settles down only on that name and form we adore. There is nothing wrong with having a personal God. It is enough if we can view all the other gods in our personal God. Shankara tried to make her concentrate on the self but failed to do so. Then he tried to make her concentrate on the form of Shiva, but she could not do so. However, she has been worshipping Lord Krishna throughout her life. Therefore Shankara ensured that she took the name of Vishnu, concentrated upon his form, and meditated upon him in her last moments. Contemplating upon Vishnu, she thus got liberated. As a monk cannot conduct the funeral rites, the villagers refused to help Shankara. Then Shankara created fire using his spiritual powers and fulfilled his promise to his mother.
Alagama and Bhagavan Sri Ramana. In the last moments of Alagama, the mother of Bhagavan Ramana, Ramana placed one of his hands on her heart and another hand on the head. Thus, he made her experience all the residual karma and removed all the tendencies obstructing her liberation. The world blames Bhagavan Ramana that he granted liberation to Alagama as she is his mother. But this is not true. Ramana taught her in a unique way. He seldom spoke to her for many days. He would also enact intense anger for petty things. When his mother cried in a way that would melt even the stones, Bhagavan said, "It is good that she is crying. Let everything that exists within, as obstacles, come out." Though Alagama did not receive the reverence of Bhagavan, she refused to leave him. She completely surrendered to him and said, "I would like to die only in your hands. It doesn't matter even if you throw away this body somewhere on the hill with your own hands." In her last days, she never left Arunachala, fearing that wherever she may go, she may die there itself. Therefore Bhagavan granted her liberation only after she attained complete surrender. When Bhagavan's mother passed away, he did not cry. Instead, his face reflected peace and radiance. Perhaps Bhagavan thought there would be none to bother him, and he could lead a carefree life. The mother never stopped questioning him. Who will ask him why he is roaming in the hot sun? If he doesn't eat on time, only mother would ask why he did not eat. Who else can ask? Whether he listened to her or not, she never stopped questioning him. Bhagavan thought the questioner had vanished away. Sri Rajayama Garu and Sadguru Sri Nanagaru. Sri Rajayama Garu, the mother of Sadguru Sri Nanagaru, was a most loving person who always welcomed devotees wholeheartedly. She never differentiated between people irrespective of their age or status. She treated all of them alike. As a loving mother, she was always concerned about Sri Nanagaru's health and advised him to reduce his traveling. Her ardent desire was that Sri Nanagaru should be on her side in her final moments and perform the funeral rites. Sri Nanagaru fulfilled her desire accordingly. Sri Nanagaru said, "I thought of contemplating upon God by chanting the name, Krishna, Krishna, while merging my mother's bones into the Ganges River. But exactly before merging them, I got the chanting, Mother, Mother, from inside. Man proposes, whereas God disposes. God has given me forgetfulness exactly at that moment. When it is God's will that I have to chant, Mother, Mother, how can I chant, Krishna, Krishna? Therefore mother is a great attachment even for a realized soul."
Once a devotee approached Kanchi Paramacharya for initiation. Paramacharya did not heed his request. Instead, Paramacharya asked the devotee, "Do you speak to your mother?" The devotee replied, "I did not speak to her for the last 15 years. When Paramacharya asked, "Why?" the devotee replied, "My mother's character is not good." Paramacharya said, "You must look after your mother irrespective of her character. It is your duty. When you can't possess a reverence for your mother, how can I believe that you will have reverence for your guru? Therefore duty towards mother is one of the greatest dharmas."
You are the one that makes it right in those good times and the bad. Mother, there's no one like you for me and everyone. Looking for the sign that all is fine. Living on your needs for me to shine. Mother, you're the one who breathes for your glad. You're my mother, and you will always shine. You're my mother, you're my pillar. You give me joy, and I fly high over the clouds. And you will be my force. You will give me hope.
Andrew, are you excited for pre-kindergarten?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you going to miss your mom?
No.
No? Oh, don't cry. Are you?